Good evening, everybody. Welcome to another edition of NasCard Radio. This is episode number 54. I'm your pal Val. With me tonight is the one, the only, the man, the myth, the legend, King NASCAR, Logan. How are you,
Good
sir?
evening. Good evening, everybody. Glad to be here.
As we're recording at night, Jason has the day off today. For anybody who's new, this is NasCard Radio. This is where trading cards and racing meet. We have a good show for you today. We're going to talk about the winners and highest finishing rookies for the Xfinity and Cup Series. We'll talk a little about the Truck Series as well. They were off last week. Then in NASCAR news, we'll talk about Chronicles 2021 has been released, and got a little bit of news on that front there with the Spectra Naming Variations. And then anything else we can think of here, Logan.
I think we'll be fine.
As Jason's not here, so we'll see how we do. So let's talk about Truck Series. Truck Series, we're off. The next race is not until August 7th. We have the All-Star break coming up for the next, I believe it's 2 weeks.
Yeah, it's actually the Olympic break.
I'm going to call it the national break.
Yeah. Because usually there's races when we go to the national, but not this year.
Yeah, every time I get off the plane on Sunday from the national for the last couple of years, Chase Elliott's won, so it's not going to happen this year.
No, but he may win the next race. You never know.
That's true. So just if you're looking ahead, we'll talk about it some more too. But August 7th, Saturday, Watkins Glen International United Rentals 176 at the Glen. That is the last race before the playoffs. So it's amazing that the players are getting ready to start in the Truck Series. So we'll see how that goes. Just briefly, the playoff standings after Knoxville. John Hunter Nemechek with 5 wins and Ben Rhodes with 2. And, that's one person that I thought would do a little better. He had those 2 wins, I believe, back-to-back early in the season, Ben Rhodes, and no wins since then. But Austin Hill, Todd Gillen, Sheldon Creed, Zane Smith, Matt Crafton, Carson Hockfar. Did I get that right?
Hokovar.
Oh, that's...
you do that every time, man. It's funny.
Well, sometimes I have it actually pronunciated right on my cheat sheet, and I didn't have it this time. So, Hokovar. Stuart Friesen. What? Close.
You were close.
Okay.
Anyway, go ahead. Sorry.
All right. Stuart Friesen, Chandler Smith, and currently outside looking in, Derek Kraus, Tyler Ankrum, and Johnny Sauter. So, but we have that one more race again. We got to break until August 7th. Switching over gears to the Xfinity Series. That was race number 19. That was the 27th annual And Better Get Vaccinated 200. That was Saturday, July 17th at New Hampshire Motor Speedway. No Kyle Busch. So no Kyle Busch winning, but the 54 car did win. Wasn't Ty Gibbs.
Just didn't have Kyle Busch or Ty Gibbs. It just goes to show you how stout that car is.
That is some car. That was driven by Christopher Bell. And our highest finishing rookie was Josh Berry at position 8. So, yeah, that car 54, it's pretty tough there.
Yeah, that car is going to be hard to beat week in, week out. And it's been, is that the third different driver that has won in that car this year? I think it is. Yeah.
I think you named them, the other two, the Ty Gibbs and
Kyle Busch.
Yep. Only Christopher Bell, Kyle Busch, and Ty Gibbs have won this year in that 54 Toyota. And I think we did talk about Christopher Bell earlier in the season with his win in the Cup Series, but going over his rookie cards are in 2016. He's in the 2016 Panini Certified with base and signatures. And I don't know, there's about, 10 different parallels there, as well about 10 different signatures in the certified potential signatures. He's in Panini 2016 Panini Prism.
Yep, the inaugural Prism.
But only with driver signatures, no base cards. And those are, I was going to say, somewhat the base driver signature prism there is not numbered, but the other versions are numbered, and it's basically from 99 down. For the green, the blue is 75, red is 50, red, white, and blue 25, rainbow to 24, gold 10, white flag 5, camo 4. And I think the camo is only available in the fat packs, right?
It's either the fat packs or the blasters.
Yeah, thank you. And then black numbered to 3 and checkered flag numbered to 1. He does have Panini Torque, but again, only driver scripts. And there's only, I guess, looks like about 5. The base driver scripts, not numbered, but then blue 99, red 49, green to 25, and checkerboard to 10. So again, I usually, I'm really big on the 2016 Panini certified. It's a pretty good product. And I don't know, it always stands out at me that I remember that in 2016, that got released like in December of 2016. And then either late December or early January was right to end National Treasure. So it seemed like it got dumped and didn't get its due, but it's loaded with a lot of first card rookies of a lot of the drivers. So, but one thing I did note on my little cheat sheet here is one thing I find interesting with Christopher Bell is the 2017 cards. He's only in 2017 Donruss, not in Select, not in Torque. So I don't know if there's opportunities there, or if you're a Christopher Bell collector that there, I picked up some 2017 Donruss ships because that's, his second year. So, and he's running for a great team with Joe Gibbs Racing. So,
yeah, and like we said earlier, he's got one Cup win already this year too. So he's in the playoffs. I like him, but I don't expect him to go very deep into the playoffs. But we can talk about that here in a minute.
Yeah, he's running for a great team, but I mean, you look at his teammates, right? Kyle Busch, 2-time champion. Martin Truex, a champion. Denny Hamlin, and then Christopher Bell. So I think Christopher Bell is probably more of the future with Joe Gibbs when Kyle Busch and those other guys decide to retire. But I think he's in a good spot. I think he's definitely got some talent. So,
yep.
And then our highest finishing rookie, we talked about Josh Berry before with rookie cards in the 2013 total memorabilia. Not a lot of cards there, but he is included in the 2021 Chronicles. So after all those years, he finally gets another card.
Yeah, that may be one of the longest time gaps between cards I think I've seen in a long time.
Yeah, nobody else really jumps out at me like that, but yeah. So I'm happy for him. He I think he's making the most of his opportunities, waiting this long, and it's doing very well.
Yeah, yet another Dale Earnhardt Jr. prodigy.
Yeah, I was thinking about that. Yep. Next race 20, Watkins Glen International Xfinity Series race at Watkins Glen. That is also Saturday, August 7th. So we get a little break for that.
Yeah, I like Watkins Glen. They used to run Formula One races back in the day at Watkins Glen. I think it was back in the 60s when they came to America. That's where they ran.
That's one of those tracks I like to get to.
Yeah, that's one. I've never been to a road course. I mean, everything I've ever been to is I've been to short tracks, intermediate tracks, super speedways, but I've never been to a road course. Yeah, but you're talking about Josh Berry and prodigies. I mean, Junior's had so many over the years. And one like Truex and Keselowski are two big ones that pop up.
Yeah, those are the two that pop up for me as well.
Yeah, but Junior's good at spotting the talent. So yeah, I'd like to see Josh Berry possibly try to get into Cup, see how he does, see how he fares.
Yeah, definitely. We'll see. He's definitely opening doors and opportunities for next year. So we'll see where he lands.
Yep.
Moving over to the Cup Series, that was race number 22, 29th annual Foxwoods Resort Casino 301. That was Sunday, July 18th at New Hampshire Motor Speedway. That were race, and we knew it was coming. We knew one of these was coming where we had a kind of upset winner, or the stars line. Aric Almirola pulled it off. We were talking about that the last couple of weeks, where if somebody from below the cut line was able to pull off a win, and that car was dominant there at the end of that race.
Yeah, it was a good long run car. He was able to get around Keselowski and all those other people with no problem. I mean, it took a little bit for once they started, it took a little bit for that car to come in, but man, once it got going, it got going.
Now, they did call the race about 10 laps early because of darkness. They had that red flag, I believe, for rain. I didn't realize New Hampshire doesn't have lights, so it was funny hearing them on the radios and stuff. It's like, oh, wow, it's so dark. Can't see, the leaders are basically saying how bad it is, and everybody else is like, oh, look, it's, sun's out, it's kind of funny.
Yeah, and that's one thing I don't understand about NASCAR. I mean, they started that race, I think it was like 2:30 Central Time, which would be 3:30 there. And I mean, if you have any kind of trouble whatsoever, you're going to have an issue with it getting dark. And of course, they did with that rain. And of course, that rain messed up. Totally ruined Kyle Busch and Martin Truex's day. I mean, Kyle Busch I would have to say, he had the car. And it started. They had that really. All of a sudden, the rain just came out of nowhere. I mean, they said it was drizzling and kind of damp. Then all of a sudden, it just let loose, and Kyle Busch was driving into turn one along with Truex and all them up front, and he spun out, hit the wall, and he went home. It was terrible, and he was very mad, and I can't blame him for that. Just because I think NASCAR probably shouldn't even have started the cars if it was already damp and drizzly, because you could see it on the cameras on the broadcast. So I don't blame him. I'm a Kyle Busch fan, so I was kind of ticked as well. So
yeah, that's where I was going. Where they asked him, and it's like, oh, it's pouring, and he asked some other folks, and like, well, no, it's fine. It's like, who do you believe? But I mean, those cars are so expensive. Those all the time and energy, as well as monetary to go into it, and then lose it like that and crash out. So
yeah, I mean, of course, it seemed to affect the Gibbs cars the most, because you had Busch, Truex, and Hamlin all spin. But luckily, Hamlin spun around and he didn't hit anything. He said he had damage. I think he may have touched somebody or something, but he really didn't have any damage. But Truex and Kyle Busch, they hit the wall, and Kyle Busch just packed it up. And he's got on a plane and went home. He was mad. The pace car came out, and I don't know if you guys saw it, but he was pretty furious, and he was banging the bumper of the pace car pretty hard, and he damaged it. They went to from what I understand, they went to a backup pace car.
Oh wow! But one of the untold, I guess, stories also is that Christopher Bell came in second, so he was trying for the double.
Yeah, he was coming at the end. His car was hooked up, and whatever adjustment they made there at the very end on that last pit stop really helped his car, because he was reeling in everybody. If he had another 10 laps, I mean, who knows what would have happened? But woulda, coulda, shoulda.
Yeah, I guess that's why I was saying that. If it was a little longer run, it could have changed it, but because of the lighting and stuff like that, Brad Keselowski came in third. He was up there as well and started to fade back. So our highest finishing rookie was Chase Briscoe. That was at position 27.
Yep, not a rookie track.
No, well, it was just Chase Briscoe and
Alfredo.
Alfredo. That's it in the Cup Series. But Aric Almirola, his rookies are in 2007. I think that was his third win, his third Cup win. And so
go ahead.
I was going to say, so he has the 2000 press pass signings. They were released in the trackside. There's a gold and a silver version, as well as a base kind of version. He's in a 2007 press pass top prospects with gloves, number to 200, sheet metal to 350, sheet metal tire, shoes, tire autograph. I think that is numbered to 25. That's one of the ones I think I have, actually. Tires gold to 99, tires silver to 250. He's in the two, and so those are all memorabilia type stuff. He has base cards are only in the 2007 tracks. Card number 37 is an eBay preview, serial number 5. There's a gold version, a hollow foil, serial number 50, and a red number 210. He also has autographs in 2007 Wheels American Thunder with no number base Thunderstrokes, and then the 4 printing plates of black, cayenne, magenta, and yellow. So not a lot of rookie cards for Aric Almirola back in 2007.
Yeah, he's not like Kyle Busch. It's got like five different rookie cards.
Oh no, not a bit.
And of course, that his rookie card is he was in the Busch series at that time, so that's it was his it's his rookie, but he was in his Busch series uniform.
Yes. Next race, Watkins Glen International Go Bowling at the Green. That is Sunday, August 8th at 3 p.m. And with that win, the playoff standings after New Hampshire, Kyle Larson, Martin Truex, Alex Bowman, Kyle Busch, Chase Elliott, William Byron, Joey Logano, Ryan Blaney, Brad Keselowski, Kurt Busch, Christopher Bell, Michael McDowell, Aric Almirola are all in on the wins. That leaves position 14 starting with points. Denny Hamlin, Kevin Harvick, who's 82 ahead of position 17, and Tyler Reddick, who's only +5 now. And then on the outside looking in, Austin Dillon is -5. Chris Buescher, Matt DiBenedetto, and Ross Chastain. So with that win there for Aric Almirola, he jumps over Denny Hamlin, Harvick, and Tyler Reddick, and forces Austin Dillon out. So, like I said, we were talking about that this season, that if we would get something like that the guys on the bubble. So Tyler Reddick's in, hit +5 over the line, and Austin Dillon. So Chris Buescher's looks like it's 121 behind, so it's probably too hard to make up. But I think it's going to be Austin Dillon and Tyler Reddick fighting it out for that last spot.
Yep, that's what I was going to say. Yeah, I think Hamlin and Harvick are a lock, unless we get somebody below the cut line who wins. Again, then we could. Who knows what could happen? If we get 2 more like that, then Harvick could be out. But I'm honestly surprised that Hamlin and Harvick have not won, because last year they were the 2 cars that won the most.
You are correct. Harvick and Hamlin, they had multiple wins each last year. They're super dominating. So to have no wins this year, yeah.
Yeah, that just goes to show you how fickle and how crazy NASCAR racing as a whole can be. I mean, you can go from being super dominant one year to, I won't say they're struggling, but they're not winning. So that's not good for them. And Harvick was leading there for a little while during that race, and I thought maybe he might be able to eke one out finally, but his car faded.
Yeah, he's won at New Hampshire before. I remember the Panini Instant with him holding that big lobster back in 2016. So,
yeah, I was looking at the PSA pop report for Aric Almirola's rookie cards.
Yes,
there's only one graded. It's a PSA 9.
Do you have? Is it yours?
It's mine. Yeah, it's mine.
Okay, that's what I figured, because I don't think I submitted any. I do remember getting some tracks autographed from him I can't remember if it was at a Richard Petty fan day or not. Yeah, but like I said, I did pick up that rookie card autograph number to 25 from that 2007. So I was super excited. I think I picked this was a couple years ago, but I think it was like less than $20 for it. I thought for a signed with memorabilia number to 25 was a pretty good. So
Yep, I agree. Yeah, I think it's a great deal.
also, we can talk about this so some of the moves have started to happen for next year. I'm sure we'll talk about it some more this year, but I think it offers opportunities for the collector because it's happening now. It's not going to take effect until the end of the year or start of next year. But we have drivers moving around, drivers coming up, drivers losing seats. So one of the biggest ones was that Brad Keselowski is leaving Penske for Roush. He's replacing Ryan Newman, and he's going to be, I think, part owner.
Yeah, he's got ownership stakes. I think he had to pay for some of that from what I understand, but that gives him, once he's done driving, that keeps him in the sport, and he absolutely loves NASCAR and he wants to be in it for the long haul. So this was a play for him to do that, because he asked Penske if he could buy into Penske, but Penske said they weren't structured that way, and there was no way that could be done. So I think that Brad went out and started looking to see what he could do, and I think Roush was the best fit for him, especially since they're both Ford teams.
No, I think Roush is a good fit for him. And for those who don't remember, Brad had a truck team. So Brad has a little bit of, ownership knowledge, granted at the truck level, and this was years ago. So I think he'd be a good owner as well. So the only thing right now is Ryan Newman is displaced, and I think he's still trying to figure out what he wants to do. Or I think they said that Ryan Newman could have a partial schedule if he wanted, but I think he might be shopping around for a full-time ride. Ryan Newman rookies are in 2001, I believe. So the only reason I said is that he's been racing for a while. So that leaves an opening. This is like the whack-a-mole. You hit one mole, another one pops up. So now there's an opening at Penske. Austin Cindric, we've been talking about, was going to go to Wood Brothers. Well, pass go, collect $200. Austin Cindric's going right into the Brad Keselowski ride.
Yeah, that's some big shoes to fill. I wouldn't expect a whole lot the first year or two.
He's definitely got talent, right? He's defending NASCAR Xfinity Series champion, and has, I think, multiple wins in the Xfinity Series. So it was like, all right, great. Matt gets to keep his ride in Wood Brothers. Nope. Wood Brothers announced that Harrison Burton is moving up, a second-generation driver and four-time NASCAR Xfinity Series winner. He will pilot the number 21 Ford Mustang for the Wood Brothers racing team beginning in 2022. So that leaves Matt DiBenedetto out. We don't know where he's going yet. Also, Kyle Larson, he signed an extension of his contract through 2023. Hendrick signed him for the one-year deal last year, or for this year, I should say. He gets that extended to 2023.
That's well deserved. I mean, yeah, I guess they were just testing the waters with him. After he had all his issues, they wanted to see what the fan appeal would be. How he could get a sponsor, but I don't think they were as worried about sponsors as they were just trying to perform at a high level. And he has proven that he is the man, and I like him. I'm proud for him. Me personally, I think NASCAR was too quick to judge him, but he did all the right things. He came back, and now he's I think he may not admit it, but I think he may have had a little chip on his shoulder saying, hey, I want to show you just how good I am. You should never let me go to begin with. So he's doing very, very well, and I hope he continues that way. He could very well be the champion this year.
Yeah, he's been Driving incredible. Now, you talk about sponsors. The one article I read was that the HendrickCars.com will be sponsoring his car for all next year. So I don't know if there's sponsor problems or Hendrick sees this as an opportunity to just use the Hendrick Cars brand to sponsor him. So
I heard an interview with Rick Hendrick, and they were talking about that with sponsorship. And he said that they weren't just going to take any willy-nilly, Joe's Pizza sponsor. They're wanting a good sponsor, somebody that's a good fit for his personality and the team. So, I guess they just haven't found that sponsor that they're looking for, because they're, like I said, he said he wasn't worried about sponsorship. He said, and they weren't just going to take anything. They were looking for the right fit.
Yeah, that whole sponsorship is a different animal with marketing, perceived value, to your point. So not to take anything to, keep that brand. But coming back to what we started, or I was talking about originally, is so there could be opportunities. So with Austin Cindric, he's going to be running with a good team, has opportunity to win, going to have a good car. So he could see more bumps, I would think, in his cards. Harrison Burton bumping up to cup level for the Wood brothers. I think there's opportunities with his cards as well.
Yeah, because it's not like he just came into the sport yesterday. I mean, his rookie card is in 2012 Total Memorabilia, so he's been around for a while.
Yeah, he's grown up racing, so I think he has a bright future in NASCAR. So he's one of the ones. With Ryan Newman in his situation, I'm not sure about his cards. I don't know. He's one of these guys. I'm not sure if he makes the Hall of Fame or not.
He is a Daytona 500 winner. In fact, I was at that Daytona 500 when he won. So I think that was the 50th. But I mean, when you look at his resume, I mean, I like him. I think he's a great guy. He was even on an episode of American Pickers, and but I just don't see him going into the Hall of Fame. I mean, there are too many other more worthy candidates ahead of him. I mean, if he ever gets in, it's going to be way down the road, especially since now how the Hall of Fame has changed the way that, they've changed the amount of inductees from 5 to 3, with one of those 3 being a legend and the other 2 being, more of your modern type drivers, if you will.
Exactly. So I think, if he makes it, it's going to be a while. I'm not sure. He doesn't have a championship, whatever. Spinning over to Brad. Brad is a champion. He's going to a new team, going to be part owner. I think Brad has, I guess, more legs. And if you can find his cards, for a good price, you compare it, like everybody's so hot on Ty Gibbs and stuff like that. You overlook these other guys that I, think have a lot of value. You just need to have some patience, I think.
Yeah, I mean, Brad Keselowski rookie cards are very inexpensive, and like I said, he's to me, he's a Hall of Fame lock. I think anybody that wins a championship is going to the Hall of Fame. I don't care what else you do. You're a past champion. That's, to me, that's Hall of Fame worthy.
Yeah, I mean, we've been to almost all 10 of the induction ceremonies, and we've seen the criteria of what's needed. You're either one of the 50 greatest drivers, a champion, crew chief champion. The only exception would be Kurt Shepardine.
Kurt Shelmerdine, yes.
But I think his day is coming quick. So to your point, I think Brad is a lock for the Hall of Fame when he gets there. And I think going to a new team gives him a little more motivation, as well as helping the team. So yeah. I would expect him to do well next year. Not that he's not doing well this year, but you know what I'm saying. If he pulls off a Kyle Larson and wins a couple of races back to back, or wins multiples next year, how collectors, if they all of a sudden hone in on him and they start collecting them, they could drive the price up. So I think long-term Brad Keselowski cards are a good buy.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, his rookie cards are in 2008. He's in Speedway and in Stealth. And his cards are actually pretty cool looking. I like them. One of them, he's like in a Navy uniform when he was sponsored by the Navy. So those cards are relatively cheap. In fact, they are cheap. I mean, to me, I don't know why more people don't pick up on him, because I've always liked him. I was at Talladega for his first win when he bumped Carl Edwards and spun him into the catch fence and won that race. In fact, I have the bumper off the Carl Edwards car here at my house. I bought it at a charity auction.
There you go.
So yeah, that was a heck of a race, and I was glad to see him win that race, because that was like the first time that a non-cup regular, not first time, but that was the first time in a while that a non-cup regular had won a race. So it was a heck of an event. We thought Carl Edwards was, seriously hurt or could have been dead the way he hit, but then he popped out of the car and did a Ricky Bobby and ran across the finish line.
So I want to get your opinion on this. Let me tell this story here. And so Brad Keselowski, you will not find a Brad Keselowski on-card signed autograph, pack certified, past 2012. And so in 2012, Ignite, Press Pass had released it. They didn't catch it. It was auto-pinned.
Yep, he auto-pinned those.
So Press Pass worked out a deal to get those replaced, and they did. But I noticed after that point in time, everything is sticker auto from then on. So do you think, Logan, that pre-Ignite on-card has a premium?
I would say yes. Just from the fact that it's on card. I mean, I'm a big on card guy anyway. I mean, I get the stickers and I get the reason that they do that. I mean, because some of these drivers and athletes, are hard to get signed anyway. So if they can get them to sign a whole bunch of stickers, at least they don't. It's like what you were saying the other day, Val. You don't have to worry about redemptions. At least you're getting the autograph. But yeah, I would say yes. Those, since he doesn't sign on card anymore, I would say yes. I would think those would have a premium for sure.
So that's something for the listeners. If you find some on card autos for Brad that you might think about picking one up or whatever prior years. But yeah, since Panini, well, after like I said, that deal with Press Pass, they seem to be all sticker after that, and then all Panini brands of Brad are sticker. So
yeah, but when you meet him in person, I mean, he's a nice guy. He'll talk to you. He'll sign whatever you want, But I don't know what his problem is with signing, on card autographs.
Yeah, I never had a problem with him in person. I never had a problem with him at all, actually. But I had him sign a few in person. I know he does appearances like at Discount Tire and some other stuff pre-COVID when the race is in Charlotte. So, I don't think it's an issue. It's just for whatever reason, I guess, when he's at the shop or whatever it is, he doesn't want to do that, whatever. So, but I thought I'd bring that up about Brad and the on card.
Yeah, because you talk about the on card. I look for those now. In fact, a couple of Nashville shows ago, I was up in Nashville and I found a guy that had a couple of his pre 2012 on card autos, and I bought them, and they were cheap. It's like, plus I think what you run into, and you and I have seen this before, is you'll run into these dealers at these shows, and they'll pick up a handful of racing cards or whatever when they buy a collection. So to them, they just want to get rid of them. They don't really care about them. And that was I think the case with this guy, because he had baseball and football and basketball. He had all these other cards. And then I just happened to glance and see this little stack of racing cards that he had. And, like I said, I got them cheap. I think it was like $5 or something. I mean, I said, yeah, sign me up.
Yeah. And if folks stumble across them and they don't realize that he doesn't sign, Brad Keselowski doesn't sign, on card anymore, and they have these older ones. He doesn't have one of those names, I think, that jumps out at you as, previous champion, because I think he won in, was it 2012?
I think it was 2012. Yeah.
Yeah. And that he doesn't sign anymore on card in it, but he does have sticker autos from all those, other series and stuff. So you might be able to get a deal where, they're not very expensive. Of course, they're not very expensive anyway. But one of the other interesting ones is if you look at Ignite, if you want to go that route, just be cautious and look at, like, say if you're on eBay or whatever, look at other Brad Keselowski Ignite autographs, and you'll be able to tell which one is the auto pen and which one isn't, because those auto pens are still out there. Most of the collectors who had them return them to Press Pass.
Well, to me, that's kind of a unique thing. I mean, if I had one, I would keep it just for the fact that it was auto penned, just as a one-off kind of deal.
And that's what I actually did. And I think when Press Pass redeemed them, or you could redeem at Press Pass, they gave you premium like patches back and stuff. So yeah, so if you're a Brad Keselowski collector, you probably already know about that. Or if you're interested in it, like I said, it'd be cool. And that's one of the reasons I did it. I thought it was cool to have one of the auto pens as well as the non-auto pen. And I believe it was less than, like, maybe it was $12, maybe it was $15 with shipping. So it's a great conversation piece.
Yeah, it is. Kind of like the Billy Rifkin FF card.
Yeah, and I think if you search, you can find the press release on that auto pen. So I probably need to put that on my website and put some examples out there.
Note to self.
Yeah, note to self, and one of those things where we get talking about the show and we drift.
We do.
So I appreciate everybody hanging there with us. So, but those are the movers right now. One other thing I wanted to talk about was Spectra Variations, the name variations. Now, we talked about...
This is in Chronicles 2021.
Yeah, we talked about Chronicles 2021 last week. The checklist is out if you did not know that. Spectra went from 100 cards to 75 cards, 100 in 2020 and 75 in 2021. But the checklist said that there are 17 named variations, but I have a sneaky suspicion that there's 25 named variations. So I've started to check out eBay and breaks and stuff like that. And so the naming variations on the subject, so Sheldon Creed is the showstopper, is the name variation. William Byron, the only thing I can find is that he's got the Liberty University driver suit as a different. And then Chase Elliott, he has one as Chase. Jimmy Johnson, he has a 7-time with Ally driver suit and a 7-time with his hands in his pocket. I think it's the Cobalt gray driver suit.
Yep.
So he has 2. Carl Edwards is cousin Carl. Tony Stewart has a smoke with Mobile One and then a smoke with Old Spice driver suits. Brittany Zamora, Supergirl. Dale Earnhardt Jr., the Pied Piper. He also has one as Junior and another one as Junebug. So he got 3. Kyle Busch has got one with Kyle and another one with Rowdy. Richard Petty is the King.
Well, they had to dig hard for that one.
Yeah. That's one of those, like, man, we need to figure out a name variation for Richard Petty. The King. All right, let's go to lunch. All right. Jeff Gordon, Rainbow Warrior and Wonder Boy. He has 2.
Yeah, Wonder Boy was what Dale Earnhardt Sr. called him when he first came in there.
That's awesome. Austin Dillon has one is Ace. Haley Deegan, Dirt Princess.
That's funny.
Yeah, I've never heard
I have
anybody
never
call her.
heard that one ever.
Okay. Danica Patrick, this was a new one for Danny, Dani.
Never heard that one either.
Yeah, all right. And so Natalie Decker is another one. Like, all right, what can we think of? Nat. Okay, let's go to lunch. Kevin Harvick, the closer, and also Happy. And then Joey Logano, sliced bread.
Yeah, that was Mark Martin that stuck that one on him.
So I think that's 23 that I identified. I'm pretty sure there's maybe two more that haven't been able to spot yet. But so there's more than 17. That's all I guess one I wanted to tell everybody.
Yeah, so that would give you 100. That which would match what they had last year because they didn't have any name variations last year.
Correct. They had none. So maybe we can at the National talk to the folks at Panini and figure out or find out more information about that. So the National is next week. Me and Logan will be at the National. We're going to try to get a show out next week. I'm going to try really, really hard. Maybe report back from the National. Maybe work on some top 10 or top 20 all-time cards or rookies as well in the series. So, and then also we'll let you know what we find at the show if we have any pickups for folks that can't go. Maybe we'll get kind of try to give you a taste of what some of the NASCAR stuff we were able to find, as well as keeping an eye on F1.
Yeah, I'm excited to bust a few boxes of Chronicles while we're up there. It'll be interesting to see what the prices are like. If it's like any other National, I'm sure that all the big dealers will have all their prices will be probably basically the same as we've talked about before. But yeah, I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to talking to the Panini guys and find out more about like what Val was talking about, all the name variations and just what's coming down the pike for National Treasures and all that.
Yeah. Also, I don't think we've talked about it yet, but we're gonna work on getting some guests for the show. We're gonna work on getting some guests in the sports card industry, possibly some folks from NASCAR, as well as maybe some super collectors as well in NASCAR, and maybe F1 and Indy. So I'm going to shake it up here.
Yeah, maybe some folks from PSA as well.
Oh, definitely. Yes. People in the card industry, PSA, maybe, whoever else we can get from all the other companies. So
yeah, Val and I are going to take this opportunity at the National because, of course, we're going to be looking for cards and autographs and whatnot for NASCAR. But I think the main crux for us is going to be just networking and talking to our friends, talking to people we haven't met before and seeing if we can get, like Val was saying, get them to come on as guests on the show. So we're looking forward to doing that.
because even though we collect NASCAR, we do have a lot of similarities to other sport collectors and stuff. So autograph, rookie card collectors, set builders, grading cards, everything that the other sports collectors do. So
yeah, I cannot wait to go to the National. I mean, there's going to be, it's for us, at least for me this year, it's going to be, I think I've said this before, but I've deemed this National the National of Hugs. And I'm going to be, all my friends, I haven't seen a lot of these people in like 2 years or over 2 years. And it's going to be nice to see them. I mean, they've all been forewarned that they're going to get hugs and everybody's going to bring it on. So that's going to be cool. I can't wait. Can't wait to go eat some Chicago food. We're going to go to, there's a place across from the convention center. It's a steakhouse called Gibson's, and they actually have their own graded or their own USDA cut of beef that they cut themselves. And they're the only ones in the country that have that. I forget what they call it, but I thought that was pretty cool. But it's an awesome place to eat. In fact, if you go over there, during the national, chances are you'll run into some of the signers because they all go over there. I mean, we've seen Pete Rose over there. We've seen Reggie Jackson over there. We've seen Catfish Hunter. A lot of football, a lot of the Hall of Fame football guys. So you'll see a lot of people over there. That's a great place to eat. Plus, I have to put this in. We're going to White Castles, aren't we, Val? We're going to one night. We're going to go probably Tuesday night. I think we're going to go to White Castle. So I think we're going to have several people going with us, and that's going to be cool. I can't wait for that either.
Yeah, looking forward to that. If you're at the show and see us, stop us and say hi. You can always get us on Twitter as well. I'm at NasCard Radio, and Logan's at King NasCar. We'll be on the Hobby Hotline. We'll be doing a show on Saturday at 11 a.m. Eastern. That will not be at the main stage, but we'll be calling in and talking about the show. Hobby Hotline will be on the main stage on Sunday, I believe, from 1 to 1:30 Central. So you'll be able to catch most of the Hobby Hotline folks on Sunday as well as the Saturday call-in show. So
yeah, Val and I will be on our way home by then. But I think we'll have several of the Hobby Hotline folks on there. Like John, I think Jeremy may be, Brody's going to be on there. So there'll be several people still on that show. And that's a great show. If you haven't tuned into Hobby Hotline, we do it every Saturday morning with different guests or different guest hosts, I should say, at 11 o'clock. It's 11 o'clock Eastern, 10 o'clock Central, and like 8 o'clock Pacific time. Oh, and something else at the National too. Like I said, look for Val and I, but I have some national buttons, and I've got some King NASCAR stickers to give away to people. So if you see me, just hit me up. I got all kinds of little freebies to give people.
And we got some NasCard radio stickers as well. Yep. And this Saturday, the 24th, Sports Card Live, Jeremy will be on, Dr. Beckett, Uncle Rich Klein, and Sam will be on there as well. She's making her first appearance on Women of the Hobby, I believe. So we welcome her to the show.
Yep. Yeah, that's going to be a good show. I think Dr. Jim is very excited about that.
The Hobby Hotline, if you have not caught it, it's really a great show. I love that show because it allows collectors to interact, come on the show, and if you don't want to come on the show, you can chat in the chat, and the folks will talk about that, and we're talking about the subject. Kind of reminds me of the old days when you go to the card shop, and I guess in my younger days you spend about 3 or 4 hours in the card shop talking about cards, talking about sports, talking about all kinds of stuff. So it's a lot of fun. You might learn something or ask a question, for something that you're wanting. And with the Hobby Hotline, I can't remember how many hundreds of years it was of experience that everybody's gotten collecting. So if you ask a question, somebody should be able to point you in the right direction.
Yeah. And like what Val was saying, it is the only live hobby call-in show out there right now. So, we post a link during the show so people can call in. And like what Val said, you can call in, and if you don't, are not comfortable doing that, we answer all the chat questions, and you can just chat with us.
Yeah, I think you can call in and not even do video.
Yep, you could. That's kind of how I got started with Hobby Hotline. Is I started calling in and talking with the guys. And it just morphed into being a guest host.
And when I got to talk about Colin, I think had the hit of the week. He opened, I believe it was 2 boxes of 2014 American Thunder. I don't know why I always like to say that, but he hit the Kyle Larson 101 with the American flag patch. He had sent me a photo of it. That is awesome.
It is, man.
So
I would love to have that car. That's an incredible hit. That thing's been waiting 7 years for somebody to hit that thing. That is so cool, especially now that Kyle Larson is so hot. It just even makes it even better.
yeah, it's like perfect time, perfect time, and it's not autographed or anything, but it's just like it's just so cool. And to your point, no redemption, so it was trapped in cellophane for all those years, waiting to really be released. And I think that's one of the, the reason people like open and wax.
Yeah, there's always the big thrill with that. But yeah, kudos to him for grabbing that card. I think he's a Kyle Larson collector, so I don't think that's going to be on the market. I think that's going into his PC for sure.
Yeah, he showed me some photos of some Kyle Larson total memorabilia autographs numbered to 25. I think he had two of them. So I think he collects Kyle Larson. So I'm sure now, with him being so hot, it's a great collection. Of course, that card is with that patch is really cool. I like that American Thunder.
Yeah, I've always liked that product. I do miss Press Pass, but I am proud and glad that we have Panini doing NASCAR.
Oh yeah, definitely. It's like anything else. We get 3 or 4 releases a year, so Panini makes so many products, not just not NASCAR and not just NASCAR, with all the other sports too. So it'd be cool to have some more manufacturers and stuff like that. But definitely glad. Panini does a great job. They always seem to be that. I think they're two for two with the Dunruss with the 5th anniversary buybacks, and now with the Spectra with the naming variations and some of those new sets that they've included.
Yeah, and and Jeff Gordon is in Chronicles.
Exactly. So they keep on getting better. So
yeah, as a matter of fact, last week on our friends at Go GTS Live, they broke a box of 2021 Chronicles, and one of their autographs was a Jeff Gordon autograph, and I thought that was awesome. So I don't know if anybody was able to get onto Panini's website earlier this week when the Chronicles went on sale, but I know Val you tried to get Chronicles and you didn't have any luck, did you?
I don't know what it is, but it's either my VPN connection or something. But I can tell when like there's heavy releases or something like that. When I go to the website, I immediately get an error. So it's not even putting anything in the cart or anything else. I go to any of the tabs, releases or, any of the major tabs at the top, not even trying to go and purchase anything. And I get those errors. So I was like, all right, I knew it was going to be one of those days. But on slow days, or I'm assuming they're slow days, I can get in and go anywhere I want and don't have, any errors at all. So,
wow.
Yeah, so I couldn't, because I actually saw it out there like a day or two before, and I saw it about 40 minutes until it was on sale. But then once I got close to that time, I hit all those errors. So, but I did see that the seas parted for you.
Yeah, I got lucky. I kept clicking on where it said, it kept saying something like, the site is busy, try again. Site is busy, try again. So I just kept click. And I was just clicking like a fool.
That's why I couldn't get in.
finally it said added to cart. So it added one to my cart. So I went to the cart, changed it to 5 because that was as many as you could get. I said, I'm going to get me some of these suckers. Checked out, and believe it or not, I mean, I got a confirmation from him, and I actually got some. But I think Ken at Beans Ball Cards, I think he tried to get some, didn't he?
I do not remember.
I think he did, and there were several other people that tried and were unsuccessful. And I feel bad for the people who were not able to get any, because it was only $120 a box, which these days and times that's not very much compared to the big stick and ball sports.
Yeah. Now, I did mention that I had found somebody that had a few, and they were $118 a box, and it was from Stacks Packs. And the only reason I didn't want to give the information before was because I had never ordered from them before. So it would, I'd be really disappointed if something happened and I let everybody else know about it, and then everybody else got had problems as well. So I wanted to at least be the canary in the coal mine first before I mention it. So I ordered two. They actually came, I believe, Monday, Tuesday. And that was stack packs. So I would recommend them again. So I don't think they get a big allocation. They're not like, the big three or whatever, where they're getting tens of cases or whatever. So
they're not like Blowout or David Adams or Steel City or anybody like that.
But yeah, I would definitely use them again. And that was like a pre-sale, I believe it was the week before, maybe.
You didn't have to pay any taxes, I don't think, did you?
So it was shipping. Correct. It was free shipping and no sales tax. And he mailed it in a medium-sized priority mail box, a flat rate box. So I give them 5 stars. So I would definitely order from them again. And I didn't have to, as considering, that's why I wasn't really upset with the Panini thing. Again, that just happens to me for whatever reason. Like I said, that's not the first time that happened to me, at the Chronicles thing. If it happened, it was the first time, maybe I would be upset, but it was like, everything's been going on this last whatever months, years. So I was like, all right, let me go this other route and take a shot. And, it worked out. So.
Yeah, that's good. That's good to know. I actually went to that after you told me about it. I went and looked, and he had already sold out. So my only hope at that point was Panini. But I got lucky. Like what Val said, the Red Sea parted, and I was actually able to get in there and get my 5 boxes. Which, as far as I know, I don't think they've even shipped yet. I'm sure they're busy because they have multiple releases, it seems like, every week. So I'm sure their shipping department is like slammed.
I was gonna say, like, check out my card shipping department.
No, I don't know. They're like that. although check out my cards has gotten pretty good here lately, because I had a couple of things that I asked to get shipped back in January, and I emailed them and I said, "Hey, what's going on here, guys?" And it's like about 3 days later, I had the cards. So they're catching up. They're doing good. I like check out my cards. I do recommend them. I've bought a lot of stuff, as has Val. And, I think they're getting a lot better. They're just like PSA. I mean, everybody's trying to catch up. Nobody saw this coming. If we had, we'd all be rich. But
I was looking at, I think I had placed I was going to say a to-go order. I placed a shipping order. I think it was, I don't know if it was set for August or September sometime. I was going to go in and look and see.
Yeah, I'm actually going in right now to check my.
So I requested it on June 3rd, and it's saying my ship date is September 24th. I'm hoping that gets sped up, but we'll see.
Yeah, my Chronicles order from Panini is still in processing. So I was really hoping to get those before the National, because I was going to take them to the National, and that would give us something to do. Although I don't think we're going to lack for anything to do at the National, but that would give us something to do in the room.
I'm expecting this year to be like the other years. We get there, and on Monday, Tuesday we go, and it's like, wow, we got the whole week to go. And then come Saturday, it's like, wow, where'd the time go?
Yeah,
so we'll
it's almost over. I think I've said this before, but the National gives me one of the happiest days of the year, one of my saddest days. The happiest day is when I get there and get into the convention center and start seeing people, seeing cards and buying stuff and having fun. And then on Sunday, it's time to leave and go home, and it's like, oh crap, I got to go back to the real world, and I'm pretty sad.
Yeah, and that excitement of we never know what's at the next table. So
yeah, but lucky for us, we can do the room pretty quick.
Yeah, I'm hoping to find some older wax. Older being like maybe 2004 wax, or some of that other wax. So we will see.
Yeah, I think that's one of the things we'll be looking for is some older wax, hopefully at decent prices. We'll see. That's one of the things I guess we can report on when we get done with the national. We can have a post national report.
Yeah, I want to know to see what kind of stars we see. If we see any Ty Gibbs, Haley Deegans, or is there Haley Deegans at every table? Looking for those Brad Keselowski on card autos, or some Austin Cindrics or whatever. So if you follow at NasCard Radio, I'll be tweeting out all week from the national with pictures and everything from there, and interact with everybody. I would say let me know what you guys are looking for, but most likely there probably won't be too much there. So I remember last year I picked up, no, it was last year, 2 years ago, that Tony Stewart lug nut autograph.
Yeah,
It was like,
those are cool.
yeah, I think it was like a PSA 8. It wasn't very expensive back then. A Tony Stewart auto. How tough he is. So, but I don't know. Is there anything else we want to talk about? I want to just ramble on.
No, I think we're good. I don't really have anything else. I just for you guys listening out there, and if you're going to the national, man, come up to us and say hi, man. We'd love to see you, love to talk to you, and
Yeah.
maybe get some selfies and stuff like that. That'd be fun.
Yeah, let us know what you find at the show as well. So,
Yep.
and we will try to put out a show next week. It all depends on logistics and everything else. So, we're going to try, but I'm not sure what we're going to run into next week, technology wise. So, but I guess for me and Logan and Jason, thanks everybody for listening. Please like and share the podcast, share NASCAR trading cards with your friends. And from the NASCAR radio team, we will talk to you next week.